Princess Lily and the Dragon. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there lived a beautiful princess named Lily. She was the daughter of the king and queen, and had grown up in luxury and comfort in the castle. She had everything she could ever want: beautiful clothes, delicious food, and the love of her parents and the people of the kingdom. But Princess Lily was not content to spend her life in idle luxury. She had a kind heart and a deep sense of compassion for her people. She spent much of her time visiting the towns and villages of the kingdom, meeting with the people, and listening to their stories and concerns. She wanted to make sure that everyone in the kingdom was happy and well cared for. One day, while Princess Lily was out on one of her visits, she heard a terrible roar in the distance. She looked up and saw a huge, fearsome dragon flying over the kingdom. The dragon was breathing fire and smoke, and its wings were so large that they blotted out the sun. Princess Lily was frightened, but she knew that she had to act quickly to protect her people. She rode back to the castle as fast as she could and called a meeting with the king and his council. "We must do something to stop the dragon," she said. "It's destroying our kingdom and terrorizing our people." The king and his council agreed, and they decided to send their bravest knights to fight the dragon. But no matter how many knights they sent, none of them could defeat the dragon. Its scales were too hard, its fire too hot, and its claws too sharp. Princess Lily knew that something had to be done. She decided that she would take matters into her own hands and defeat the dragon herself. She went to the castle armory and picked out the best armor and sword she could find. She put on her armor and mounted her horse, and set out to find the dragon. The journey was long and treacherous, but Princess Lily was determined to succeed. She rode through mountains and valleys, crossed rivers and forests, and battled fierce beasts along the way. Finally, she came to a dark and foreboding cave deep in the mountains. She dismounted from her horse and walked slowly into the cave, her sword drawn and ready. As she approached the back of the cave, she saw the dragon. It was even bigger and more fearsome than she had imagined. Its scales were as black as night, and its eyes glowed like burning embers. It was sleeping, its enormous chest rising and falling with each breath. Princess Lily knew that she had to act quickly. She crept up to the dragon's side and raised her sword. She took a deep breath and swung with all her might, striking the dragon's scales. The dragon woke up with a roar, and turned to face Princess Lily. It breathed fire at her, but she dodged out of the way just in time. She swung her sword again, striking the dragon's scales again and again. The battle raged on for hours. The dragon was fierce and powerful, and Princess Lily was getting tired. But she did not give up. She fought with all her might, striking the dragon's scales with her sword over and over again. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the dragon began to weaken. Its fire breathing became weaker and less frequent, and its movements became slower and less coordinated. Princess Lily seized her opportunity and struck the dragon's heart with her sword. The dragon let out a final roar and collapsed, dead. Princess Lily emerged from the cave victorious. She mounted her horse and rode back to the castle, the dragon's head hanging from her saddle. As she rode through the towns and villages of the kingdom, the people cheered and celebrated her victory. They had been living in fear of the dragon for so long, and now they were finally free. When Princess Lily arrived back at the castle, she was greeted with a hero's welcome. The king and queen embraced her, and the people of the kingdom threw a huge feast in her honor. From that day on, Princess Lily was known throughout the land as the Dragon Slayer. She continued to work tirelessly to improve the lives of her people, and she remained humble and kind, never forgetting the lessons she had learned during her battle with the dragon. Years later, when Princess Lily was an old woman, she would sit by the fire with her grandchildren and tell them stories of her adventures. She would always end with the same lesson, that even the smallest and seemingly weakest among us can accomplish great things if we have courage, determination, and a kind heart.